Travis Kelce expresses gratitude for Taylor Swift's visit to Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City on podcast. On Tuesday, December 17, the Kelce brothers released a new podcast, a recording of the conversation posted ahead of its full release on Wednesday. In the recording of the Kelce brothers' conversation, Travis Kelce talked about Taylor Swift's meaningful work in Kansas City. Travis said, "The children at Children's Mercy Hospital had a great day when Taylor visited." Jason was delighted and said, "It was a meaningful work of Taylor for the less fortunate children in Kansas." Travis said, "Taylor has paid special attention to charity events, especially that day on her birthday, which made it even more meaningful." Jason then continued to ask Travis, "Hey, did you guys have a memorable party after your hospital visit?" Travis said, "Oh, of course, the Chiefs' Christmas party. My teammates and I took turns speaking at the event." Jason said, "No, I don't mean that party, but after that party there was another party." Travis laughed and said, "Oh, it was just a fun little party with friends, you know. We took time to attend the mandatory Chiefs party, and it was pretty late to party." Jason said, "Was that your first time attending Taylor's birthday?" Travis said, "What a memorable party." "Hey Jason, how do you know it was your first?" Jason laughed and said, "Didn't you throw a great party for Taylor's birthday last year?" Travis said, "Oh my God, no way." Travis continued, "Taylor, she had a memorable birthday before she went to visit the kids in the hospital, then we threw a little party to celebrate Swift's 35th birthday." Jason said, "So she spent her birthday in Kansas?" Travis said, "Yeah, she was excited too because it was Swift's first birthday away from home." Jason said, "Oh sorry I wasn't there but I sent Taylor a gift, hope she likes it." Travis said, "Now her birthday is over, can you tell me what it is, Jason?" Jason said, "It's a beanie that Kylie knitted herself onto a keychain that I made from beer bottle caps." Travis said, "Oh, those beer bottle caps are awesome, how did you do them?" Jason said, "I drilled holes and drilled deep holes in the bottle caps to make a character, you know who it is." Travis said, "Oh my gosh, you didn't play that character like me, did you?" Jason laughed and said, "I guess Taylor, she'll tell you." Travis Kelce and Jason continued to talk about the Chiefs' victory over the Cleveland Browns on Sunday. Jason said, "It's been a long time since I've been back to my hometown and especially to win. I think it's great." Travis laughed and said, "During the game, I met our old neighbors. I know they don't like us when we win against the home team, but just kidding, I know they still support me. They are great neighbors." Jason said, "Great. Even before the game started, I think the fans just considered this game as a friendly match. They only know that the Cleveland Browns are one of the weakest teams in the NFL." Travis Kelce said, "I completely disagree with that because at least the Cleveland Browns have trained excellent players." Jason was curious and asked who. Travis said, "Oh, right in front of you." After that, both Kelce brothers laughed happily, making the show even more exciting. Travis said, "Actually, you know, the game on Sunday was not like the expert speculations about the skill gap. Mahomes injured his ankle. We struggled to bring the Chiefs a victory. It was a deserved victory. It was that simple." Jason clapped his hands and said, "Great, it was an Ohio-style victory." Travis Kelce expressed his special gratitude to his girlfriend Taylor Swift and he personally decorated his new office with the theme of Taylor Swift and Christmas. Travis Kelce hung Taylor Swift's album photos in the room, and Kelce has a good eye for aesthetics when he also chose a photo frame that matches the photo of his girlfriend Taylor Swift. Not only that, there is a Christmas tree behind his chair. Just a glance and fans can feel the warmth of Christmas in Kelce's room. A recording posted with the Kelce brothers' conversation confirmed that Travis Kelce always remembers his girlfriend Taylor Swift. Specifically, Jason said, "Hey Travis, why don't you put the Christmas tree in the middle of where we sit?" Travis laughed and said, "The tree looks so eye-catching, I'm afraid it will be annoying to the viewers." Jason continued, "Yes, the flashing lights will make their eyes tired." "Travis, you are a talented designer." Travis laughed and added, "Maybe after retirement I should consider becoming a designer." Then both Kelce brothers laughed. Then Jason Kelce talked about the picture frame and he said, "Hey man, I think the pictures you hung on the wall are crooked," Travis said. "No way, man, I was very careful when I hung it and I didn't forget to use a level to hang the picture, it's 99% perfectly level." Jason Kelce continued. "You are really a handyman. Have you ever washed dishes at Taylor's house and now you have become such a handyman, Travis?" Travis laughed and said, "Oh, this is a simple thing for a man." Travis Kelce and the Kansas City Chiefs were able to get past the Cleveland Browns 21-7, to improve to 13-1 on the season in a victory that saw Patrick Mahomes exit in the final minutes with an ankle injury. The Chiefs' QB wasn't the only star player to get dinged up in the game, as Myles Garrett got poked in the eye and had to be helped by trainers before returning to action. After the game, Garrett was seen sharing a classy moment with Travis Kelce, who narrowly avoided an injury of his own when he collided with the chain gang on the Chiefs' sideline in the first quarter. After a closer look at the Kansas City Chiefs snap counts from KC's Week 15 win over the Cleveland Browns, a few much-discussed position groups and an assortment of key players stand out. What's worth noting? And what shouldn't concern fans as the Chiefs get ready for the postseason? Travis Kelce, at age 35, isn't getting any extra time off. Xavier Worthy, at age 21, is getting a full dose of responsibility. Kelce, taking 67 of 75 offensive snaps, 89%, and Worthy, 61 of 75, 81%, were Kansas City's bell cows in Cleveland. Justin Watson, 56%, Noah Gray, 55%, Juju Smith-Schuster, 51%, and DeAndre Hopkins, 45%, all saw roughly half of the offensive workload, while KC's top three running backs split the workload into three parts. Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt each got 28 snaps, 37%, while Samaje Perine took 19, 25%. Tight end Anthony Ferkser, wide receiver Nico Remigio and running back Carson Steele all got single-digit snaps. Worthy's usage should be seen as a positive for the Chiefs, as the young speedster continues to earn more trust and more reps in KC's offense. Kelce's workload, now up to nearly 84% of the Chiefs' offensive snaps this season, remains jarring in the context of his age, 35 season. Outside the top two outliers, the only player whose snap count stand out is Hopkins. After playing 23 snaps in his Chiefs debut, Hopkins has fluctuated between 26 and 51 snaps in his 7 subsequent games as a Chief. That figure must grow significantly higher come playoff time, as Hopkins routinely reminds viewers that he's a special talent who remains in a part-time role in KC's offense. As long as he stays on track for an increased workload in January. Another light day in Week 15 shouldn't be too concerning. Rookie safety Jaden Hicks gets second most safety snaps. My biggest Monday morning surprise from Kansas City's snap counts comes from the Chiefs' defensive backfield. While veteran safety Justin Reed took all 62 defensive snaps, the next most used safety in Cleveland was rookie Jaden Hicks, who took 41 snaps, 66%, setting a new career high by a substantial margin. After back-to-back games with 12 defensive snaps in weeks 10 and 11, Hicks has gotten 24, 26, and 41 reps in the last 3 games. In conjunction with Hicks's career-high usage, safety Brian Cook saw a season-low 39 snaps, 63%. While the concussion to safety/slot cornerback Shamari Connor certainly had an impact on the defensive backfield rotation, I'm not sure that it would have lessened Cook's workload. One game against the Browns, and a game the Chiefs controlled throughout, is too little to use for any foretelling of a changing of the guard, but the safety splits will be worth watching as the Chiefs approach the playoffs. Cornerback carousel keeps spinning. Cornerback Trent McDuffie took his typical 100% workload, keeping him 873 for 873 on the year. While the rest of the rotation went in and out against the Browns, Joshua Williams, back in a starting role for the second consecutive week, ended with the second most snaps among Chiefs corners, but on a less than typical number 2 schedule. Williams took 44 of 62 defensive snaps, 71%. Outpacing Nazeeh Johnson's 37, 60%, and Chris Roland Wallace 17, 27%. Roland Wallace's return corresponds with Connor's concussion as the Chiefs attempt to solve their slot coverage issues before the playoffs arrive. If Connor is unable to play on Saturday against the Houston Texans, KC will have another cornerback quandary to solve before hosting C.J. Stroud and the Texans' offense. Cleveland Browns reverted back to being a mess offensively, turning it over a total of 6 times, one of those coming on special teams, as they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs 21-7. QB Patrick Mahomes only completed 50% of his passes and threw for 159 yards, taking big hits, including one that took him out of the game late in the fourth quarter due to an ankle injury. The Browns kept having chances to get back in the game, but it was then just turnover after turnover. Let's get to the full game recap. The Cleveland Browns might be 3-10, but if the last month is any indication, they should have a decent chance of pulling off a home upset against the 12-1 Kansas City Chiefs today. The game will air on CBS at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, with Cleveland in the spotlight for the second week in a row due to facing a playoff team in the AFC. Kansas City's 4 victories over the past month have come down to a game-winning field goal situation for either them or the opposition, and all 4 situations have worked in the Chiefs' favor miraculously. Could it be a different story against the Browns? 1 p.m., the Chiefs received the opening kickoff, and after the defense stuffed the run on the first play, Travis Kelce came up limping after an 8-yard catch. The defense stopped the third down pass by QB Patrick Mahomes. Unfortunately, on the punt, the story was new returner, same result, as James Proche fumbled the return and Kansas City recovered at the Browns' 21-yard line. After that, Mahomes and company made it look easy. A 6-yard run by RB Isaiah Pacheco, an 8-yard flick to Kelce, and then a 7-yard touchdown pass to Juju Smith-Schuster to give the Chiefs a quick 7-0 lead. 1:08 p.m., the Browns began their first offensive drive at the 27-yard line, and QB Jameis Winston's first play was a completion to Jerry Jeudy for 9 yards. Followed by a 6-yard run by RB Nick Chubb. Later in the drive, facing a 3 and 5 at midfield, Winston faced pressure and then was tripped up as he tried to escape, leading to a punt and the Chiefs getting the ball at the 24-yard line. 1:17 p.m., RB Kareem Hunt got the ball to begin the Chiefs' next drive, and immediately busted a 12-yard gain, followed by a run of 7 yards. He was bottled up for a loss of 1 yard after that, setting up a 3 and 4 again for the Chiefs. This time, Mahomes tried to launch it deep into double coverage, but the pass was overthrown and incomplete. The Chiefs' punt sailed to the end zone for a touchback, 1:26 p.m., after a couple of missteps by Jamari Thrash. Winston found Jeudy for 17 yards on third down to move the chains. That was followed by a 3-yard loss on a wide receiver screen to Elijah Moore, and then Chubb getting some of it back with a 7-yard run to set up 3 and 6 from midfield. The connection to Jeudy continued to thrive, as Winston zipped a 13-yard catch-and-run to the veteran receiver to get into Kansas City territory. Unfortunately, Winston then took an unnecessary risk on first down, trying to launch a pass down the middle to the end zone for Moore, but it was double covered and intercepted by Brian Cook for a touchback. 1:32 p.m., the Chiefs faced a 3 and 2 right away, and the give was then to Pacheco, who only gained 1 yard. On 4th and 1 and being backed up, the Chiefs sent out the punt unit. Proche made the fair catch at the 30-yard line with 11 seconds left in the second quarter, 1:39 p.m. The Browns ran the ball with RB Jerome Ford to start the second quarter, but he missed a hole, preventing a bigger play as it only went for 1 yard. Then, on 3 and 5, Winston was sacked for the second time of the day by George Karlaftis, leading to another punt. Bojorquez got off a 68-yard punt that was fielded at the 2-yard line, then returned to the 18-yard line, with 5 more yards tacked on due to a penalty. 1:45 p.m., Myles Garrett made a nice read on Mahomes' first pass, nearly coming up with an interception. Mahomes tried to target CB Denzel Ward on back-to-back passes, and it didn't pay off, leading to another 3-and-out for the Chiefs and a punt. Proche made the fair catch at the 32-yard line, despite having a little bit of room in front of him. Cleveland quickly went 3-and-out themselves on offense, as the rain started to fall. Bojorquez angled a nice punt down to the Chiefs' 13-yard line, 1:52 p.m. Mahomes faced pressure, but got off an 8-yard pass to Kelce to start the drive. Xavier Worthy got the end around on the next play, running for 4 yards and a first down. The Chiefs then got their running backs involved with a 15-yard pass to Pacheco, followed by Hunt having physical runs of 11 and 7 yards. The defense was looking to stop the Chiefs again on 3rd and 9, but they lost contain on Mahomes, who escaped for 11 yards and a first down to the Browns' 23-yard line, 2:10 p.m. The Browns got a 45-yard kick return from Ford, out to the Chiefs' 49-yard line. After an 8-yard run by Chubb, the Browns faced a 3rd and 2 at the 41-yard line, which is likely 4-down territory. Chubb got the carry and picked up 1 yard, setting up 4th and 1 from the 40-yard line. Winston lined up in shotgun and had time, but couldn't figure out where to go with it. He eventually lofted it to Moore late, but the pass was incomplete for a turnover on downs. 2:16 p.m., Kansas City took over and marched into Cleveland territory. Facing a 2nd and 6 at the Browns' 44-yard line. On 3rd and 5, Mahomes hit RB Samaj Perine for a wide-open screen pass that went for 23 yards. A few plays later, the Browns ended up stuffing Hunt for a loss on 3rd and inches, making it a 4th and longer 2 at the 11-yard line. Harrison Butker came on for the first time since returning from injury, and he somehow hooked the 29-yard field goal. Third quarter, 2:42 p.m., the Browns got the ball to begin the second half, needing an answer on offense. Instead, Winston was intercepted on the first play after his dump-off pass to Chubb was a little off target and then deflected to the defender. 2:50 p.m., things went from bad to worse for the Browns, as Chubb got the handoff on the first play for a gain of 7 yards. A Chiefs defender punched the ball out from behind for a fumble, and Kansas City recovered. The Chiefs tried a deep ball to DeAndre Hopkins on 3rd down, and it looked like he was going to come away with a catch after a few deflections, but the ball ended up touching the ground on the initial one, leading to an incompletion. The Chiefs sent the punt unit out, and punted to the 7-yard line. 2:58 p.m., Winston found Jordan Akins for 12 yards, and then Jeudy for 20 yards, to get close to midfield. A quick out to Jeudy went for 10 more yards, as that seems to be the only thing working today. A few plays later, on 3rd and 5, Winston was stripped for a loss of 10 yards. Bojorquez punted to the 8-yard line, now midway through the third quarter and still being shut out 21-0, 3:05 p.m. The Browns' defense was still playing hard, as Kansas City got 1 first down, but the defense brought the heat to force another punt. The punt only went 30 yards, actually bouncing backwards and being down by the Chiefs at their own 49-yard line. 3:12 p.m., Winston took a big sack for a loss of 13 yards on the first play, setting up 2nd and 23. Wouldn't you know it, the Browns then did a draw play to Ford, who found a hole, busted it to the outside, and won the foot race for a 62-yard touchdown to make it a 21-78 game with 3:16 to go in the third quarter. 3:17 p.m., the Browns' defense then forced a 3-and-out, nearly intercepting the last 2 passes. Cleveland took over at the 11-yard line after the punt. After a 9-yard pass to Jeudy, 15 more yards were tacked on due to a face mask. The Chiefs then had a perfectly timed blitz, as Winston could do nothing but eat it for a loss of 8 yards. Facing a 3rd and 15, Winston faced pressure and threw the ball away for an intentional grounding. Bojorquez punted to the 26-yard line with 21 seconds left in the quarter. Mahomes threw 3 straight incompletions, and the Chiefs actually had to punt on the final play of the quarter, fourth quarter, 3:30 p.m. Cleveland began at the 33-yard line. The Browns got a 26-yard screen pass to Ford, followed by a 5-yard strike to Jeudy. Ford then got the carry and scooted forward for 7 yards and a first down. Trying to be aggressive, then struck again, as Winston rolled to his right and launched the ball to the end zone, only for it to be picked off by CB Trent McDuffie as he was on his knees. 3:35 p.m., Mahomes converted the early 3 and 4 to move the chains for Kansas City. On the next third down play, Mahomes made one of his patented plays, throwing across his body and still finding Gray for 15 yards and a first down. A few plays later, the Chiefs had 3 and 3 at the Browns' 39-yard line, but Mahomes couldn't connect with Gray. They went for it on fourth down, and Mahomes took a big hit while throwing an incomplete pass for a turnover on downs with 8 minutes to go. 3:43 p.m., the Browns inserted QB Dorian Thompson-Robinson to begin the next drive. He got the ball to midfield, but then was facing a 4th and 11. The Browns went for it, and he zipped a pass to Woods for a first down, but Ifedi was flagged for an illegal formation. With 4th and 16, the punt unit was sent out, down to the 15-yard line and under 6 minutes to go. 3:49 p.m., QB Carson Wentz took over for the Chiefs. He was able to get a third down completion to kill more clock. After that, the Chiefs ran the ball 3 times, with the Browns burning their remaining timeouts. On 4th and 3 with 3:30 to go, the punt unit was sent out. 3:57 p.m., the Browns took over at the 12-yard line. At the 2-minute warning, DTR got it to the Browns' 36-yard line. A few plays later, DTR tried to rip a pass up the seam.